going into this is 11 miles and about 3,000 feet of elevation gain. So that's about 8 hours the way I walk. But we'll see. I suspect it'll take a little bit more. I wanted to get a really early start to go to Plaza de Mulas today, but the issue was I had to take down the tent. So I got up at 4 a.m. and I started taking down, getting everything ready and taking down the tent. I didn't get the tent taken down until like 6 a.m. Then I had breakfast at 6 a.m., but I also didn't have the bag packed. It took me another 45 minutes to get the bag packed, and then, getting breakfast and everything else. Then we got like a 7:30 start or something, which is better than nothing, but 8 hours is going to put us there at like 3:30. So it's not going to be super soon. And, if I find it's a little bit harder, then it's going to take longer. I think the other thing was that I didn't pack my mule bag well enough, and I wasn't able to get as much stuff in it as I wanted to, and I have some of it in my pack that I didn't really want to carry, but I don't think it's adding that much weight. But next time, make sure you have enough extra room in your mule bag to put stuff in. So it's actually pretty tricky to get down to this bridge. It's not really well marked. It's a bit of a scramble down. And there's also on one side, there's the mule entrance. The mules make a crossing in the river. I think this is the 7 years in Tibet bridge. I'm not sure, it's been a while. I haven't seen the movie in a long time. And I was trying to get the audiobook, which seemed pretty good, but it wasn't downloading for me because of some quirk of Audible. But time to cross, I guess. The glacial flow is quite strong, so you definitely wouldn't want to put your toes into it. So I'm very grateful for having the bridge. So about 1.2 miles from Confluencia. We're now in this Valley of Giants. We're actually on a little hill among the giants, but it's quite a view. I can't see the river anymore. Yay! Onward. Just saw both of my bags pass by. The Rab bag is pretty rare, so I'm pretty sure that's mine. But the North Face, there's a lot of red North Face extra large bags, but that's probably mine. They were on two different mules. So it turned out my bags passed me twice because the mules decided to go off course and graze, and I think one of them lost a load. But I got a close-up look at the Rab bag. Can't tell for the North Face. If it was turned the other way, then I would be able to tell. So we finally got around this corner and we can see another mountain. Maybe that's Aconcagua. I'll have to check my other pictures. But we've been trying to get around this headland. We've been in this valley between the giants. And here we are. I think we're only about 12,000 feet and roughly halfway there to Plaza de Mulas. That was super, super sketchy. So we kind of got run out by the river, and there's really not a good place to jump. So I was following the Inca team ahead of me because he said this is the way they normally do it. But the problem is, if you see that slope of rocks behind me, if one rock gets dislodged at the bottom, they all can fall on your head. And so about 90% of the way through, one of those rocks got dislodged and a whole bunch of rocks started sliding, so I just jumped. Now, had I stayed, I'd probably been okay, because the whole mountain didn't come down, but there were hundreds of rocks coming down. So, I don't know, maybe I was looking for another crossing point between the deltas. It didn't see it, but I wanted to see the crossing point that the Inca team was going to do. Totally not cool. We're between 6 and 7 miles in right now. I think we can see Mount Benetti. I think what I thought was maybe Aconcagua. That's probably Benetti because it looks like a fairly flat top. After that crossing, I think this part of the walk should be more accurately described as walking on a riverbed that is not full of water. So there's water in parts of it, but it's at some point it's had water all through it, or glaciers. So the Inca guide said there'd be 2 river crossings. I kind of lost track of them while I was trying to find a way through the delta. Couldn't find one, so I'm following their path, but they're about a half mile ahead of me now. So this is a bit better than the first one in that this is, icy snow, and icy snow tends to hold rocks in place and hold itself in place. So as long as you don't get over a lip that goes into the water, you should be pretty good. So I'm going to follow their steps, and hopefully it'll be okay. So I got to use the ice axe in anger. That ice, it helps to have that 4 points of contact, and use the ice axe, especially the pointy end of here, so you can get a better grip on the ice. You're basically forced to take your ice axe, if you brought an ice axe with you on the Confluence or the hike all the way from Penitentes or the entrance of the park, Corconas Valley, all the way to Plaza de Mulas, because you're not allowed to put an ice axe in the duffels because it could hurt the mules. All right, so after we rounded the corner for the second time, I guess we wanted to stay on this side of the river. Then we go up at this sign. It says Mulas 4 hours. You're in Ibanez. I thought we were closer than 4 hours, but who knows what speed they're saying. Anyways, I think I've got about 7 to 8 miles on the clock so far. On up. All right, so down here we've got our first look at Penitentes, which are these snow peaks made by the wind. See it here, but way in the distance are the tents of base camp, Plaza de Mulas. So I'm about 9.75 miles, 9 3/4 miles from Confluencia. It's a little over 11 miles to base camp with 13,100 feet. First time seeing base camp on the hike up. Well, I guess there's something that eats animals out here. Probably the Andes condor. Poor mule. Rest in peace. You can see one of the remnants of old Plaza de Mulas. It's kind of amazing they had a base camp here. If you just look around this place, it looks like a huge avalanche risk. I can't believe that anybody would want to camp at a place with these 30, 40, 45 degree slopes all around. It just seems really just prime avalanche target area. These slopes are what I'm worried about. So what they did was they moved Plaza de Mulas up the hill there. We still can't see it, although I can see some markers on the hill. So we got a few switchbacks, and I think we'll be at Plaza de Mulas. I think we're over 11 miles now on my Garmin, and I think we're over 13,600 feet. So I think that last 400 or 500 feet we're going to do with the switchbacks. Okay, so I was wrong. That hill did not lead to Plaza de Mulas. You had to go down, and there's another hill. But unfortunately, at the top of the hill, which was 14,000 feet or 4,200 meters, my hat blew off. So always pack extra hats. And it went over the ridge, falling hundreds of feet below. So I don't know if you can see it, but I can see the tents now. I'm at 14,150 feet on this second hill that I thought. And I thought as soon as I got to the hill, I'd see the tents right in front of me, but no, the tents look a long ways away, but they are there. And they're more or less at the same altitude as I am. So hopefully it's not up and down. So this must be Aconcagua, right? Because it doesn't have any snow on this side. This is the north face, right? That one with snow over there is the south face. And we're gonna go up the north face. So you can see this windsock when you can't see the camp, but now you can see the camp. It's down there. It's a straight shot. The fence isn't far. Long last. Okay, so it's 12 miles by my Garmin and 14,300 feet. So about 4,300 meters here at Plaza de Mulas. It took me 9 hours, so a little bit longer than estimated. So I guess I walked close-ish to their estimated speed. I don't know.